So we're back now, live, Xfinity Series at Bristol, Tennessee.
What a day this is going to be.
Damn right.
Yeah, they're getting started racing here now.
So now as we see on this beautiful 12th of April, 2025, and we see Larson, he just recorded, well, it's easy to record a fastest lap when it's the first lap. And what do we see right now?
Oh, no, the 25 car, which is?
Unbelievable, Harrison Burton.
Oh, no.
I mean, this guy.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And the 53 is stopped. There's a caution or there's a problem with it. We're going to find out pretty quick.
Man.
We got some smoke.
Now as we see the 48 got Harrison Burton, clipped him a little bit, and let's see what happened downstream. Ooh. Now. But now, do you think, as we see Harrison Burton now,
how does that relate to a Kohl's commercial? I want to know. Just tell me. Tell me, does Harrison shop there, or what does it have to do with Harrison?
Well, they're trying to get the 53 back on the... But now, let's talk about Harrison Burton. Now, do you think he was called up a bit too early?
I think he was called up. I think he should have stayed in the Truck Series a while, and I think he could be a good driver, but I just think he needs to put a little more time in.
Yeah.
You know, those Burtons are a racing family, all the way back from his dad or to his dad. But really the Burton I liked pretty good was, I think it's his Uncle Ward.
Right.
I'm not sure. We could make a call. You know, we got people we can call to find out stuff. We could make a call and find out if Ward is his uncle or Ward is cousin or something. But we'll be back to racing in a few minutes. Another commercial.
Yes.
Okay, we got that information back.
Yeah.
Ward is his uncle, but we got a lot of good racing fans.
Because
they'll call in and they'll tell us, they'll help us. They'll help us out if we need any information and so forth.
Don't you want to pour on some of that Tajin, though? Don't you just want to slather it on stuff? Just go... I mean,
I'm not really a Cajun man, but...
well, this is Tajin, not Cajun.
Well, since it's Tajin, I'm sure not a Tajin man.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, okay.
Now, but what do we see with... well, you know, Harrison is Jeff Burton's son.
Yes, he is. Yeah, well, Jeff Burton is a good racer. His dad was, so his son, maybe he should have just stayed maybe in the Truck Series and put some time in there. There's nothing wrong with that, because that Truck Series is a heck of a series, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just you can gain a lot of experience there. The vehicles are not well. Insofar as the Gen 4 cars were completely removed from stock car racing, but I guess they're closer. The truck series vehicles are closer to maybe what the Generation 4 is than the car tomorrow, which is what they're still racing in the Xfinity Series, the Generation 5. And we have just a jam-packed full of maybe a 30th full here at Bristol today.
Well, bring him to the start.
Now, Kyle Larson. Oh, he got good right off the bat, but now
you got Justin Allgaier. He's in the outside lane,
and Allgaier
he's getting to roll real good. He's trying to start to run that outside line. The sooner they can run that outside, probably the faster they're going to be going. But they got to rubber up that track a little bit, I think. What do you think?
Well, all I know is as that traction compound starts to go away, kind of meld, then that's when you will see some action. But when that traction compound rubs off, and then you start to see on the tires a cord, and then now that means new tires for you. So far, Gallagher has the fastest lap. Haven't raced much here so far. Now, as we see, Corey Heim is joining us today on the Xfinity, in the Xfinity Series. I don't know. Are you a Heim guy?
No, not really. I like him. He's good in the truck series, and I think he's going to win that truck series possibly this year. But I think he's a good racer. But I think he's putting his time in, and if he don't come up too quick, I think he's going to be a star of the future.
Oh, absolutely. The Carson Quapple, I got to tell you, he might be my guy today.
Well, they seem to be running pretty good. They seem to have got into a single line now, so they've thinned out some. So that's very possible there may not be as many cautions when that happens, but because they're not bunched up too much.
But then what's on the other hand? Racing that's not as exciting?
Well, that is right. It's not, especially a lot of long races. If they know they got a real long race, and if they can get lined up, they'll just want to get some time in, and without tearing their equipment up, and
right,
wrecking all their tires and stuff, and so they can put the push on toward the end. But I guess that's strategy, and I guess you couldn't blame them. But now Allgaier's is putting a push on Larson. Allgaier's going to, he's working him pretty good there, I think.
Now that's your man right there, Brandon Jones. Now, he really needs a win here.
Yes, he does. Brandon's a good racer. Brandon's been to 2 or 3 different teams in the last couple years. He's been with 2 or 3 different teams. Then he's back to Joe Gibbs, and Brandon's had some tough breaks, but I do think that he's a qualified man, and I think that maybe he'll get a break here.
Well, who needs a break right now is Sheldon Creed, and everyone knows it, can't deny it.
Well, Creed's got about, I believe it's at least a dozen, maybe 13, maybe 14 second place finishes.
14, yes.
Without having a win. Now, I don't know what the record is. Maybe some of the people will call in and tell us.
I think that is the record.
And if I'm close or not.
I think that is the record. It's an ignominious record. You ask me how to spell that, I can. Ignominious record is Sheldon, and oh my, Brandon is getting him. Ooh, try to get old Sheldon loose there.
He sure is.
But Sheldon's got some moxie today. Well, now let me ask you this, because we see Ryan Sieg is 6th. I mean, what's your take on the Siegs?
Well, the Siegs are trying. Sieg's got better equipment now.
Yes.
And they do seem to be making an improvement, and I think that they are potentially good racers, and I think they're coming along now that they've got a little bit better rides, and they have a little better equipment. We've had Daytona winners that's won the Daytona 500, and you'd think they're going to win everything, and never won but another race or two their entire career.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mention anybody in particular. I mean, I wouldn't mention anybody like Darrell Waltrip, of course, but
right.
But Darrell won the Daytona and won it, but Darrell won over 50 races. In fact, more like 80 races. But one of the Waltrips didn't.
Yes. And as we see another Peyronie's disease again.
Here we go.
I mean, it never ends with this stuff.
I'll tell you what, I don't like these Peroni commercials because I think it hurts the carrot sales in America.
I think so.
I think the farmers that put out carrots are just not getting the money they should have for them. People are just, well, I think I've said enough.
Well, Mommy, what's a bent carrot?
Yeah, Mommy, can I have a bent carrot? No, you can't have a bent carrot. That's something else, son.
I mean, jeez. Now when you got youngins talking about bent carrots, I mean, what have we come to? And now we see Golden Corral, who they have come back from the dead here. I mean, and hey, more power to them. They're around. They're advertising. And here's another Tajin. Oh. Now, you know what they need with that, honestly? Gallagher. Because you saw that watermelon split into quarters.
Well, we got a watermelon man, but you won't see him till tomorrow. And if he wins, you'll see watermelon then. And you'll see him eat the watermelon. And all you racers know who I'm talking about.
Now, if
I won't even mention his name.
Well, I will. Ross Chastain needs to pull Gallagher tomorrow. I'm serious.
He should.
No, he should. He should take a sledgehammer. If he wins tomorrow, Cup Series at Bristol, I think he needs to take the hammer to a watermelon. Just go all out. And then you can explain to the youngins who Gallagher was.
True.
And then who his brother was, Gallagher too. Yeah, tell me about that one.
Well, I think it'd be nice if he wins that they set up half a dozen or a dozen chairs, has an audience out front, put some white cover or clear covering over them, and then let him bust a watermelon, like you say, with a big wooden hammer.
Yeah.
Right in front of him. And I think to honor Gallagher, and that would be an honor to him too.
Oh yeah.
Then well, people are not going to forget Chastain for other reasons.
That's true.
You know, Chastain's a trendsetter. Yeah. Next time you bump into a wall, you drive it for about a half hour and you see. He knows what that's about.
Absolutely. And you know, look at it this way though. Look at what NASCAR did right after he did that. You know, it's another thing. Let's change the rules up as we go.
Yeah, I don't know why NASCAR would do that so quick. Why didn't they just wait 6 months? Wait a year, let's see if it happens. That might never happen again. I mean, why would you want to do that the one time? I mean, for something that happened one time, you think that would... I don't get it. I don't get that at all with NASCAR. But, of course...
Well, historically, that's what they do. That's what they're about. You know it. You yourself know it with the history going back. I mean, we're actually going back 60 years to when you first watched the NASCAR race.
True.
6 decades of the France family. Now...
True.
Harrison Burton a lap down. But he's starting to make up time. He's starting to try to... I expected Christian Eckes to do a little better so far, but...
Well, I expected a bunch of them to do a little. Zillich is doing good, Mayer. Gray's on 11th place, not bad. Creed's 15th. The one I'm surprised, Austin Hill's 17th. Should have did a little better, but you got to remember this Bristol race is a little longer than average, I guess.
Well, also, now we haven't seen it yet so far. There we go. That's a double, if I've ever heard one, yet so far. But 3 wide, couple times in the Truck Series yesterday, 4 wide, just crazy at this track. And well, we got the results from that. Yeah, you're not going 3 wide or especially 4 wide for long here. And where do you see Sam Mayer this year?
Well, I've got mixed emotions about Sam. I think he's a good driver. And again, all these young guys, you just have to wait and see, because some of them, you just don't know how they'll come up. Some of them comes up a lot better than others. And he's pretty aggressive, I'll say that about him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I give him an A for that.
But now, is he aggressive in the mold that maybe Greg Biffle was?
I'd say so.
You know, where you're a wheel man, but you're a wheel man to a fault.
Right.
You will perish your vehicle in the course of a race.
Well, Greg, as they used to say, would run the wheels off of them. That,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of races that literally you have a race to where if you don't take care of your tires, you're in big trouble, and you've got to know how to manage them. But you got racers here. You got people that are racers. They can go fast. They want to go fast. They're saying, well, I better not. I don't want to wear my tires out. Well, I want to go fast, though. So there you go. That's the reason. That's the reason some of them, I suppose, are a lot better than others.
Well, but as you've seen, though, and especially here, though, managing your tires is key. Getting a feel for the tires, the way its compound is wearing. What if you got a bad batch of tires? What if it doesn't last as long as it should? And now you have to run the inside because of the steep banking here.
Okay, we're on a commercial time again.
We're going
another looked like a football commercial. I'm not sure. I don't really get all this commercial stuff. Uh-oh. Just for Men's coming up for all you people that use that Just for Men.
Oops. Well, I guess I need some because it's starting to wear out. You know, it lasts a few days, but better make sure to get the second layer.
Well, I actually use Just for Men, but I use the gray for mine, and it seems to be working pretty good. A lot of people don't know.
That's a nice gray, yeah.
A lot of people don't know you can get gray Just for Men. That's for the men that wants to be gray. And that way you don't have to do it as often as you do for darker colored hair. I don't know, it's just a different compound, I guess.
I do think, though, honestly, I do think that...
What do you mean honest? You think I wasn't honest?
No. Well, I think that Ryan Day, head coach of Ohio State college football, I do think that he bought up the entire supply. I really do.
He did.
In 2023, I could have swore to it.
Oh, you'd love to have him as a coach, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he was, 51-1 against all other Big Ten teams not named Michigan?
I think it was 47 or 51, yeah. It was.
It's an incredible record.
Yeah, but they almost got rid of him. That way they did talk about it when they lost one.
Yeah.
One game, excuse me, folks.
Yes, one game to Michigan, and that was it. That was all she wrote. But I think a national championship should be worth more than a little gold pant emblem. And now we've got Row.co, which was Roman, and now we've got these custom, what is this, chewable now? You know, Viagra and Cialis active ingredients together. Honestly, I mean, every gimmick under the sun. But what does that tell you about where we're headed with this? I mean, how many companies do you need? I mean, are we going to see Blue-Chew coming up? I'm sure we are. They've advertised on every wrestling podcast under the sun is Blue-Chew.
I don't know. That blue Barbie is enough for me. Forget that.
Blue-faced Barbie, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's enough for me. So,
Believe it or not, we're Now That's TV followers. Yes, we are.
yes.
For better or worse.
Okay, are we
Now,
back racing yet?
we are.
Or is the stage about over?
We have 12 laps to the end of stage 1.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So Zillage is 10.5 seconds behind Kyle Larson, who is leading right now. Justin Allgaier is about 2 3/4 seconds behind him. But then behind that, it's about 8 seconds between second place Allgaier and third place Connor Zillage. So,
Wow.
yeah, so if it's running single file like this, oh, Creed!
No! No! Creed.
Whoa!
Oh, no! Somebody come and took his nose off. Boy, did they take his nose off.
Brennan Poole?
No.
Brennan Poole?
Brendan Poole took his nose off.
Creed gets out of his car, then the car just goes by itself into the sidewall,
Wow.
and Creed is pissed, and rightly so.
He sure is. Oh, my God. Talk about wrecking a fine car.
How did Brennan Poole not see that? I'm serious.
Oh, my goodness.
This is unbelievable.
It is. That's bad news.
I'm sure it will end the stage, yes.
Oh, the 26
so
dumped him.
Thompson dumped Creed.
Dumped Creed, which it didn't hurt. Didn't hurt him.
Oh,
And Poole come around and cleaned him out.
we have to see now. I might have to take back a little bit about Brennan Poole. We have to see how Brennan got sideways. Now we have to look at. Okay. Oh. Okay. So Brennan Poole was trying to swerve, but he was on the
Boy,
outside.
look at that. It wrecked that car completely.
Totally. Brennan Poole was on the outside, and he tried to swerve, but his rear got loose.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is as it happens. So we didn't have the benefit of watching this beforehand and then playing it back and reenacting things.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, both drivers seem to be all right.
oh,
The car has the entire rear wheel plus the axle or the barrel, whatever what's hooked to the axle with these new cars, laying on the road, laying on the track.
they've red flagged this thing.
Well, they've got a lot of liquid on the track.
Yeah.
And watch them clean him out, and then watch the side.
Oh,
Look at the side of the car.
oh,
Look at the side of that car. Man.
oh. So, yeah, I might have to take back a little bit of what I said about Brennan Poole. Now, Thompson clearly dumped Creed, though.
Yeah, Thompson dumped him, but I do agree with you on that. We don't know exactly. It appears that he was really trying to miss him.
Yes, and Brennan Poole was trying to
appeared
miss
that
him.
way right
Not
now.
a blue chew again. You know what? Forget
Well,
blue chew.
I'll let you watch that blue chew. No, just kidding.
Yeah. And they've still red flagged this, and they've got a lot going on.
They're talking to Sheldon now, and he, of course, got a smile on his face, but I don't know how. I don't know how he could do that. I couldn't do that. Even if I had that blue chew, I probably wouldn't have a smile on my face. So it is odd they'd show that commercial right after that. I don't know. If I knew, I would probably be in my boss's place here. I wouldn't be his sidekick. So, hey now.
There we go. So now is green flag again. 3 to go in stage 1.
And number 41, Mayer, is leading it. Mayer's leading it. They are fighting pretty hard.
Ryan Sieg, though. Great jump off there.
Yeah.
But I think Sam Mayer is
Sieg's
going to run
in
away
second.
with it.
You got Larson's in third. So you got Mayer in first, Sieg in second, Larson third, Smith in fourth. You got 1 to go. And here we're coming down to the end. And we're going to have it. Mayer's going to win it. Sieg second, Larson third. Allgaier's in fifth.
Now.
They make this track out in a lap in around 15 seconds, and so they're cranking. They're hauling the mill, folks. I want to tell you that. They're no fooling around.
And we're back. We're getting ready for stage 2 here. And now every driver has chosen their particular line here. And we're still waiting for the Corvette pace car to exit the main track here.
We have Larson leading it to the green and the outside lane. Then we got the number 8 car. Who's driving the number 8 car today? I seem to have been sleeping a little bit on this deal.
Sammy Smith. And you see, and look at Allgaier. Now, I mean, Kyle Larson, he's made it a point, racing the Truck Series race yesterday, Xfinity Series today. He's made it a point to practice on these.
Yeah, he has them covered so far, but it's a long race, Mr. CBM.
Now, on one hand, I expected someone like Kyle Busch to bushwhack this Xfinity race, but he's not present today.
Yeah, he's always a favorite when he rides these races. Drives these races. I know.
I tell you, if they ever redid, now honestly, do you remember at home now? Do you remember the Tootsie Pop commercials with the owl? I'm serious. If you remember them, and he goes, how many licks does it take? 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, we've got ourselves a spokesperson now. Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Oh, I mean, you could just print money with that.
You could.
So that's what I would do. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
He would be the Tootsie Roll Owl.
That
the
would
Tootsie
work.
Pop Owl. Absolutely.
Well, then who are you going to find to do Pee Wee Herman?
Well,
There you go. Whoa.
Oh, man.
Whoa, we got one went to the high
Carson
side there.
Kvapil. Got a little loose up there. You're blaming the loose rubber from the soft compounds for getting loose. I wouldn't blame the rubber particles on the track yet. I just don't think there's been enough. Maybe at lap 250.
You notice Justin Allgaier's showing some speed today also.
Well, Junior Motorsports, man. They're having a great day today.
They certainly are.
Now, but what about your boy, Harrison Burton, again, going in the pits?
And there he is, changing tires, outsides.
He can't win for losing today. Honestly,
2 outside tires.
And the right front certainly went down right there.
Oh, boy.
But as Kyle Larson continues to lead, and we get a side-by-side again. And now...
Side-by-side commercial, and what's this one about?
So this is some lame, completely lame Homes.com commercial.
Okay.
And now, yet again, more insurance.
More insurance commercials.
Honestly, don't people think that without commercials, the rates would be a lot lower? I'm serious.
I think so.
I'm serious. You look at progressive rates. I can tell you on my vehicle. I can tell you going down the list. Okay?
You're right.
When you switch to an insurance company that doesn't advertise, you will literally cut your you will cut your premium at least in half. I cut mine 2/3.
Yep.
Same coverage. It's not like I'm going to PLPD or something. And Mortagen. Here we go. I mean, this calls for a drink of energy drink right now.
Yeah, I have never tried that Tagen, so they're forcing me to.
Hey, that's the power of commercialization, right?
That's right.
It's a way for CW to get back its investment in the Xfinity Series. Certainly, right? And of course, we're talking about the commercials because the race right now is nondescript. There's only so much analysis you can do when things are single file. And when now we see, I mean, in the back of the pack, we see some passing. We see...
Well, they've sort of settled in, is what you're trying
Yes.
to say there, CBM.
I mean, we've seen Carson Quapple now just pass. And... Now, what is this commercial?
Another kitty cat commercial, look like.
If it's not a Savannah... If it's not a Savannah cat, then or a Siamese cat, then don't bother. I mean, you.
Well, what about a Kit Kat?
I don't think they're showing those commercials on broadcast television.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Sorry about that, CBM.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Now they're advertising next week at Rockingham. So after an innumerable amount of commercials, we are back.
And the 17 of Larson still in the lead. We'll give you a little breakdown here. And second place is Sammy Smith. Allgaier's in third. Quapple's in fourth. Zilich is in fifth.
And there's Jesse Love. You know, don't sleep on him. Now, he's someone, you know, sophomore season in the Xfinity.
Good racer. Good racer.
Good racer, and he's... You know, but this is where you learn. This is where I wish other drivers who are in Cup now should have spent some more years in Xfinity. I mean, they used to spend them in when it was Busch Grand National. You would see them spend several years learning the ropes.
That's correct.
But you don't see that now. I mean, you know, Cody Ware in the Cup Series. And then what about Mr. X Games, Mr. Extreme Skiing and Snowboarding, John Hunter Nemechek? I mean, now he did, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's in, is he in the K&N Series now, or
K&N Series. Yeah. Well,
that was just a joke.
Yeah. Well, but which, by the way, now, well, we can talk about this too now. And honestly, the ARCA races should be more available for the fans to watch, where you don't have to just outright dig for gold to try to find a race to watch. Now,
True.
do you know that NASCAR operate a Brazilian series, a racing circuit in Brazil?
No, that's news there, Mr. CBM.
Yeah, but think about this though.
I bet you most folks don't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but here's a problem though. When you want to try to watch some of it, you want to talk about digging for gold? It'd be like digging for gold in Missouri or something. It's difficult to find, and then you're not getting any analyses of these races, any history about the drivers, any background stories about the drivers. You know, it's another fail right there.
All right.
So, and now Kyle Larson is about 4 seconds ahead of Sammy Smith. Allgaier close behind, maybe a third of a second behind Sammy Smith. Now let me ask you a question. Now you have been live in living color, not just the excellent show that I availed you to yesterday, because we like the Wayans brothers here. But now, you were at Bristol. When was it? 1963? 1960.
I was at Bristol in 1963 and 1964. I saw two races there. The last one of 63 and the first one, I believe it was, of 64. And it's pretty exciting. The stands was packed. It was sold out, all 15,000 people.
Wow.
They were just a real small set of bleachers on the opposite side of the track where they pitted. It was a very interesting place. The seats were made out of concrete. They were kind of like concrete seats. And it's a pretty interesting place. But they put on a hell of a race. By the way, Richard Petty won that race.
The one in 63?
The one in 63 and 64, Fred Lorenzen won it.
Ooh, okay.
Fred was, of course, we know what Petty was driving. Fred was driving a Ford. A Lafayette Ford, I think, was a sponsor on it. But anyway, Fred Lorenzen, if I'm not mistaken, I'm very close. He won the championship that year. And I believe it was 64. He won the championship that year in what they call Cup now. And he broke a record on money he made that year. He won $100,000.
Wow. Now that's news to people. And now think about the times. Think about the inflation. What that 100,000 in 64 is today.
For winning the championship now, not the race.
Right. Now, we see yet another Golden Corral. But Lorenzen won a lot, though, in 64, though.
Yes, he won a lot of races. He won several races. I haven't looked at the stats in years, but he was a good racer, real good racer.
Now that Bristol Racing's, what was that? The Volunteer 500 or something?
Yes. Yes, it was called, one of them was called the Volunteer 500, and the other one, I have to think a few minutes and think what it was, but the Volunteer was there a long time. Later it became the, that one grocery chain down there, not Piggly Wiggly.
Food City.
Food City.
Food City, yeah.
But way before that, it was something before that too. The one, but it's interesting.
Was it like a Heilig Myers or something?
No.
Now,
if I had my secretary here, with me in the studio,
yeah,
I'd ask her to look that up and see what the 64 Bristol races were called, who sponsored them, and so forth.
So,
but since she's still out today shopping. So she's shopping a little bit late too. But anyway, I might call her later.
So the as I'm looking the okay.
It might have been the Valleydale 500 or 300 or 250.
Well, okay. So the Volunteer 500, that was the August race.
That was one of them, yes.
And then I think the Southeastern 500 was the other Bristol race.
Didn't know for sure. Don't remember for sure. But yes. But everyone remembered the Volunteer, I think. And,
yeah. Jeremy Clements. This guy. And Harrison Burton, I mean, they're going to be following him all day. I mean, this...
They were some good racers in that 63 race at Bristol. I can remember that. They were racers like Tiny Lund, Fireball Roberts. They were like... they were just so many of them. Of course, Richard Petty. They were just so many good racers in that lineup. Junior Johnson.
Now, did Fireball Roberts win that one?
No, he didn't. Fireball Roberts did have a crash.
No, I mean 63. We're talking...
No. Fireball didn't win Bristol in 63. He might have won one of them, but he didn't win the one I was at.
You were at the summer one.
Yes.
Okay. So according here, it says March 31st, 1963, Fireball Roberts finished first, Fred Lorenzen second. But this is the March 31st of 63
yes.
race. Now, let us go to the summer race at Bristol.
Yes.
And we will see just what we have. So that would be the Volunteer 500. And so we will get that for you in a minute here. So that would be, yes, July 28th, 1963. And now, Fred Lorenzen won that one. Richard Petty second. And the thing was, Fred Lorenzen got the pole, and he won it. And so, and that was July 28th, 1963, Volunteer 500. Yes, sir. Now let's go to 64.
All right. For sure, I don't know if it was the first or second race I was there, but it seemed like Richard Petty won it.
So let's go to 64. Let's first go to March 22nd, 1964.
Okay.
So
that's the spring race.
Yes. And that one, Fred Lorenzen won it. Fireball Roberts second. Paul Goldsmith third. So now, let's go to the summer race. 1964. July 26th. Fred Lorenzen won it.
I must not have been there.
But Richard Petty got the pole and he placed second.
I must not have been there then. All I'm saying is, here I was there and they didn't have.
Well, let's see what 65 has to say.
Well, yeah, maybe it was 65 I was there. Wouldn't that be something? Hey, you're very smart. Maybe instead of 63 and 4 I was there, it was 4 and 5.
But now this one was a little later in 65.
Okay.
This was May 2nd. So on May 2nd, 1965, Junior Johnson won the race.
I wish I'd seen him win that.
Marvin Panch had the pole.
Yeah, Pancho.
Old Pancho, baby. And he ended up fourth.
Now that was, okay, what about the other race in 65?
So, July 25th, 1965. Ned Jarrett, baby. Ned Jarrett won that race. Dick Hutcherson second. Sam McQuagg third. Let's continue. We're on a roll now, baby. March 20th, 1966. Well,
you know,
eventually I'll March 20th, 1966. Let's see here. Dick Hutcherson took that.
You know what?
And then Paul Goldsmith won the summer race in 66.
Okay, go back to 62.
Two? Let's go to 62.
Okay, 62, the race in 62, Richard Petty had to have won that. I'm talking about 62 in
July,
not the spring race,
the summer race.
Yeah. Had to.
No. July 29th, 1962, Southeastern 500. Jim Paschal won it. Fred Lorenzen second. Richard Petty third.
You're looking at the wrong races. Bristol?
Yes, sir. Spring race, 1962, April 29th. Bobby Johns finished first. Now I'm foaming at the mouth over all this history goodness here. Second, Fireball Roberts, buddy. Jack Smith third. So, should we try for 67?
67 for sure.
All right, let's do it. So, we will first do, for completeness sake now, because we're completionists here at the Nuclear Heatwave.
Yes, we are. Nuclear Heatwave, all the way. All the wave. I mean, all the way.
Now, he'll love this. March 19th, 1967. David Pearson. got the Duke in that one. Cale Yarborough, second. Darrell Deeringer, third.
I remember him.
Yeah. Some names here, man. Now, summer race. July 23rd, 1967. Volunteer 500. Richard Petty got the Duke. Dick Hutcherson second. Darrell Deeringer third.
It wasn't 67. Hell, I was in Michigan. I was in Michigan in 67, so it wasn't 67 I was there.
Well, okay, so, well, let's think. Did you ever go to Martinsville?
No.
Did you ever go to North Carolina at all for a race?
No.
Okay.
No, I never did. Only place I'd ever been is Bristol and Michigan International Speedway.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to bring us up to date now.
And we are back with the final stage.
Yes, we are.
Xfinity Series at Bristol, Tennessee. Yeah.
And here we have Allgaier's in the lead. Larson's in second. Coming in third.
And
Sammy Smith is in third.
Ooh, Jesse Love got a little loose there.
Jesse got loose in fourth place.
Carson Quapple is fifth, and
Zilich.
yeah.
Sixth place Zilich. And then you got a very good racer in seventh place in the number 20.
In Brandon
Jones.
Yes. But what is Dean Thompson now? Which now, now I've got heat with him because he decided to bump Sheldon Creed earlier and caused that whole hullabaloo. Made me go off on Brennan Poole when I was too hard on Brennan Poole.
Yes, you was a little bit.
And I got to take that. I take that on my shoulders. Now, Dean Thompson, though, is 10th here. I can't remember when Dean Thompson finished, had a car this good.
I could remember when he had a car at all.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Now.
But the sauce is on his way up, put it that way.
Yes.
The sauce is in 14th, so he'll be there too.
Hey. Big time Anthony Alfredo fan, let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
Now, and I know. Now, if you know Zeus Network, and you know certain individual, they call her Roly Poly.
But she has a better name than that.
Yes, yeah, she does. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get her.
Whoa, did the 7 car get loose?
Yes. Allgaier got loose there, and Kyle Larson took advantage of that.
He certainly did.
110 to go, 109 now to go in the race. All I'll say is, if you have a 55-gallon drum, a 55-gallon drum of Alfredo sauce, I know who could put that to use.
I do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I have to kind of verify that with you.
And if you're a Zeus Network fan, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not many people knows that.
Whoa! Did you see? Yes.
Oh, moved him out of the way.
Yes, and that's a replay from when Kyle Larson gave Allgaier a little love tap there.
Yeah.
Got his rear end loose.
Yes, sir. There are not but 2 or 3 people knows that about Alfredo sauce. Mr. CBM's one of them, and, well, let me think, Jerry Springer's another one.
That's right. And by the way, why do they even air the driver communications when you can't understand a thing they're saying?
Well, the only reason I listen to them, I'm just hoping that someday I'll understand one of them.
Yes.
That's only the reason I try to listen to them, but I still haven't been successful.
Now, Jesse Love might, he's riding the outside trying to find some speed up there.
He is searching for speed. Yes, he is. He's running that high line. They're moving up as far as he can now. I hope they're, you can bet they're aware of that.
So, and we see Carson Kvapil. He was my dark horse pick today. Now, but it's not really a dark horse because he's on his way up, obviously.
Yes.
So dark horse is the wrong term for that.
Sure.
Yes, we understand. You don't know. Now, this is where the commentators here. Yes, we know. We don't know when the caution's going to come out. I mean, could you be more obvious?
Really?
I mean, you know, it doesn't take rocket science. I mean, it's just my head is just, it's mind-numbing sometimes, some of this commentary. Now, Allgaier is a little over 3/4 of a second behind Kyle Larson. Allgaier's got a good car today. It's
very good. Sammy Smith's been pretty steady.
Now, it depends if Kyle Larson will have to pit before the end of the race. And
well, all of them have to pit before.
They will to get tires, especially.
All right.
They will need fresher tires. Now, this is where, I mean, I have to put over Fox, even though they're not letting Caitlin Vincey do her thing. They're not doing it.
Well, they're not, but maybe they'll come around.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
But
they really should, to be fair about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not that NASCAR has been fair about a lot of things, but it'd be nice if they could on that one particular thing you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Because she is doing a good job.
She is.
I don't know any guy would complain.
I don't think any man on Earth, I don't even think, it doesn't matter.
If he's on Earth or not, huh?
No, sir. It doesn't matter. Could be on the moon.
Oh, gee.
Could be on the moon. Got to get her on there.
Hey, wait a minute. There's nobody up there on the moon right now, are they? Yeah, they are. A couple more up there.
Well, there are a couple that seem to be on the moon with what they're thinking. But Fox will show. They will show periodically how many laps since the last pit stop, and CW does not do. I have not seen it so far.
No.
And you know, that's just something that CW, you know.
Well, that's something NASCAR could work on if they wanted to do a good job for the fan.
Oh, and again.
And to get a good job.
What?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got another spin out here. The True Shine number 45 car has just spun out.
During a commercial.
And it had to be during a commercial. And who's driving in that 35 or number 45 cars?
And that there's some damage. Ooh. And can they get that repaired in 6 minutes before they send them around? Oh, the crew's looking at this thing. Well, this is the 18, man. Ooh.
Oh, the 18 suffered damage in the crash also.
Is that Sawalich?
Well, who was number 45? Who drives 45?
And
I don't have my list in front of me. It kind of fell out of my hand through all the excitement.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us. And now we see Sawalich getting out. So I'm glad that, and he knows that his day's done. 45. Well, now, Alpha Prime Racing, Brennan Poole, we talked about him.
Yes, we
right,
did.
He's a 44.
Yes. So
I think it's Baccarella. Is he racing today?
Don't remember that.
I don't. Well, because as a fan, you like to know what the running order is.
Well,
You want to
true.
know what the running order is. So,
Whoa! Did the 7
no,
come
that's
down on him?
Massey.
Did the 7 come down on him? Massey. Well, look at the 7.
Oof. Oof. Totally locked up the brakes there. And yes, Sammy Smith really did a good job right here.
Oh!
Look at this. So that's a fine piece of driving for him. And,
Yes, it is. That's a
and
fine.
Quapple got by him, and
Yes.
but to see, yes, and they're towing Sawalich out. Well, is it wrong place, wrong time though? Could be any track.
Any
though,
track.
Honestly. Ooh. Yeah.
Did that one get hit?
Yeah, Allgaier got it.
Is that it right there?
Yes.
Yeah. Did Allgaier come down on him? The number 7 Allgaiers who were mentioning, folks.
Well, it looked like it. You could see the wheel imprint on the side there. You could see the circular imprint. So, and again, can't understand a word. Driver communication.
Now we're going to see it. Look at that number 7. Look at it.
Yes. Yeah. Allgaier just clearly forgot.
Allgaier just drove down in him.
Allgaier forgot that Massey was there. That is clear.
Yeah. I think that's on Allgaier. I'm glad I didn't pick him today.
I'm glad I didn't pick. Hey. Well, we do have a viewing audience today, honestly, live.
Yes, we do. We're not
And-
going to show them any day because our cameraman is not on duty today, so he can't go through the audience and introduce anybody or say hello to them. But we do have an audience today. And we've had some gestures from them, and I'm assuming they've been nice waves and stuff because I
Yes,
got to have
yes.
to concentrate here.
More Blue-Chew. No, and I'm serious though. They made their name advertising on literally every wrestling podcast whose YouTube channel has 10,000 or more subscribers. They made it when it's Blue Chew Mania. I mean, honestly, at some point, can you insult your audience more? If a person is interested in Blue Chew, or then they're going to get Blue, then they're going to take them. But when you belabor the point of advertising, hey, I'll chew it up all day. I'll chew up a lot of that stuff. I don't care. But don't just keep advertising, belaboring it. Because what happens is eventually the advertising becomes saturated, the message becomes lost, and then it eventually is lampooned, made fun of, like we're doing right now.
Not that. We wouldn't do that. All right, and another commercial, folks.
For Blue-Chew. And a third one for Blue-Chew. I mean, this is in the span of, what, 5 minutes now?
5 minutes, yeah.
Again, oversaturation completely. It is complete. And it's oversaturation because there is a saturation point in marketing. And then when you pile on top of it.
See, they must schedule so many, assuming there are going to be a lot of cautions.
It would have to be, right? It would have to be.
Maybe.
They've got an allotment. Well, maybe, and they're talking with Swalich now, but I would just hold those commercials over and work it out. They do that all the time in advertising on these networks. So why not? Yeah. But to see the oof. And we're watching the replay when Swalich ran right into him. So, and now 76 to go. And they're choosing their line right now.
Yes, they are. And who do we have?
We have Allgaier on the inside, Kyle Larson on the outside. Dean Thompson is 6th right now.
Wow. Wow. Pretty good.
You know, he keeps it up. I don't know if I'm NASCAR, I don't know, I might be looking at that car afterwards.
Yeah.
And so now the race is restarted. Now 75 to go. Yeah, Kyle Larson knows how to use the outside to his advantage.
Yeah, I think he's pretty close to got him covered, especially since he got down there and got hit in the side. It might have affected his car a little bit.
Yes.
I'm talking about the number 7 car.
About Allgaier's, yes.
Yeah.
Well, ooh, yeah. And that's what now we're worried about. There, Allgaier loose again. He might have some steering or suspension damage.
I think I picked that number.
Know.
Did I pick that number 2 car today? I think I did.
No, you did not. No, you did not. That was someone wearing a green leather shirt picked him.
Oh, there's somebody out of the audience.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, there might be some damage to Allgaier's car that he's just racing through right now. But you know, it's tough to say how running the Xfinity Series would help in the Cup Series for Kyle Larson tomorrow, because they say that those Generation 7 cars
are totally different.
Handle completely different.
That's what they say. That's what they say, sir.
Oh, Denny Hamlin, Hambone himself, complained about it. A lot of other drivers complained. Brad Keselowski just, he went off about its handling, and that it handles so different than the Generation 6 car.
Yes. Much
less the Generation 5, which they called the car of tomorrow, which they're running today, since 2011 in the Xfinity Series. So if you think about that, I don't know how much that would help Kyle Larson tomorrow.
I don't know either. No, I'm not sure exactly how that would get him conditioned for it.
Right.
Since he had run in the truck race too, I mean, how many laps does he need on the track? I happen to agree with you on that, Mr. CBM.
Now as we see Jesse Love and Carson Kvapil, and Jesse's having good luck on the outside, but now as we see 64 laps to go, now we're starting to worry about tire wear.
For sure.
Because Jesse is driving the wheels off right now, but he's going to have to go in and get tires a lot sooner rather than later.
Are they talking about going in and getting tires? Have you heard anything?
I haven't yet, but certainly it about due for it. And Austin Hill, let's see. And let's see, but we see the guy in front of him. Let's see the 19.
Rub the wall.
The number 19 rubbed the wall ahead of Austin Hill. And that's Bonsignore, right?
What do you say, sir?
Number 19 is Bonsignore.
Oh, I thought you were addressing me in some Spanish way. Or,
Italian way.
Italian way, not Spanish. Some Italian way. I thought you were referring to me as, you know.
But watch this. Here's some food for thought. Nuclear Heatwave, this is what it's about.
Yes, it is.
Joey Styles, real shoot last name, is Bonsignore.
No kidding.
Yes, Joey Styles is Joseph Bonsignore. So, yes. So,
is that right?
Yes, sir, It is. Yes, it is. So, we've got a connection right now. Xfinity Series and the legendary ECW commentator.
How would he get a ride to 19? 19's a pretty hot ride, you know. A 19's that ride of, isn't that a Gibbs ride? 19's a Gibbs ride. It's a pretty hot car. You'd have, not just anybody drives that car.
Well, let's double check that here. And as we see another awful commercial. So Justin Bonsignore indeed drives the 19 for JGR.
JGR, yeah. See, that's a top car, so you must there must be a reason you get under the wheel. He must have some cred.
Absolutely. So,
I haven't heard him. I've watched this stuff for quite a few years. And he must maybe been driving some other kind of car.
So I mean, he started racing in 2005. And we're not even including when you're a kid doing the go-karts and stuff.
Right.
We're talking about, so he's been around. Justin, now Joey is Joseph Bonsignore, but number 19 is Justin Bonsignore.
Oh.
And yeah, so back, when NASCAR, they still have a modified division,
Yeah, but Joey,
you can't find it
when did
anywhere.
he change his name to Joey Styles?
Well, that actually predated. It must have been around the time he joined initially, when Joey was not doing it by himself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, in the beginning, he had some doofus with him, giving. It wasn't Joey by him, and then Paul. Todd Gordon, and then Paul Heyman. A little bit while later said, "Look, you just do it yourself. People buy you. People understand you."
Gotcha.
But we'll get back to him in a minute. But let's talk about So Justin has had quite a career on the lower circuit. So obviously Joe Gibbs Racing sees something in him, and so Jesse Love just passed Sammy Smith, and Sammy Smith is trying to defend this position by taking the outside, but Jesse's got too much car. Now, it does kind of burn me a little bit knowing that was Sheldon Creed's ride.
I know.
It does, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
And we see Connor Zilic is hanging around in 6th. And Ryan Sieg 9th. Now, Christian Eckes has hung around a little bit, but it doesn't seem that, unless unless a couple major wrecks happen and it could clear the way, it doesn't seem that Christian Eckes will get the Duke tonight.
Right. Yep, I agree to that.
And then now they're passing lap cars now. Jesse Love is, and
41 laps to go, folks. The race is happening. They do a lap a minute. Don't take long. Excuse me, they do a lap in 15 seconds.
yes,
They do almost 4 laps in a minute.
in a minute.
Beg your pardon, I kind of fell asleep there.
Well, it's okay. It happens when it's, well, the thing is, when it's single file racing, it's easy to zonk out. And also, we're at the mercy of the cameras. In other words, say we were live in Bristol, Tennessee right now. Well, but then again, we would only have the view that we would see. So
Yeah,
it would have to be a coordinated effort. That's for sure.
We would.
It's not out of the question, though, but not at this juncture, anyways. So Sam Mayer's hanging around at 11th, and Alfredo Sauce is 15th. So he's hanging around as well. Thing is, though, Sammy Smith, he might be due to knock someone out of the race.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm serious. Sammy Smith, he honestly.
Yeah. Well, most people don't want Alfredo Sauce to have an accident and break the radiator. They're afraid Alfredo Sauce might come out. Then they have to red flag it for a long time.
Well, I wonder if Alfredo Sauce has various cooling properties.
I don't
Right?
know.
That might be a smoky eunuch thing.
Oh.
Could you imagine that? What if there was a liquid as thick as that could somehow manage?
Well, I don't have. I might have to cut this interview short if we keep talking. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't see. When Daniel Dye there, the cameras are showing right now.
It's a good-looking car.
It is, honestly.
I like the way I like that car. It's a good-looking car.
And there's Dean Thompson again, but better than me waxing about ethylene glycol.
There you go.
Let's face it. No one wants to hear about that.
There you go.
That's not what anyone comes here for. It's not what everyone experiences the heat for. And buddy, it's finally cooled down now.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And now we see Justin Allgaier. Now, I'm convinced, though, that Allgaier, in a way, I think there's some minor damage. I don't know if it's a toe link. I don't know if it's... But it's enough that he's trying to overcome it. I mean, he's been jostled around quite a bit today.
There's something wrong. Yes, sir.
And CW has finally shown laps since last pit at 25 to go.
25 to go. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Stay tuned.
You only got 6.5 minutes left to watch this to see what's going to happen.
And they're showing a replay at Miami. Well, he is in a position to win it today. I mean, he's 1 and 2/3 seconds ahead of Allgaier right now.
Yes, he is.
But then Allgaier is in a pack right now. Dean Thompson is trying to hold off Connor Zillage. And
well, I got a feeling Dean Thompson maybe calls in a caution here in a minute.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I just got a feeling.
You know, take out Sheldon Creed. Who's next? I mean, honestly, who's next on his hit list?
Well, we can't finish a program without commenting what a good driver drives that number 21, Austin Hill. Austin Hill's won like 3 races this year. Very fine driver. Gets the job done. Don't complain. So I think we should do a little shout out to him. I'm sure the audience here agrees with me. I can't see out in the audience because of the lights, but
right.
I'm sure they agree with me.
Well, sometimes the ring lights can be quite blinding.
Yes.
But, well, I'll say this. He hasn't complained a lot this year because he's went to the pay window 3 times.
Yes.
That's the key right there. Although NASCAR should publish the earnings.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
It's a must.
You know, that, again,
it's a must. They should start doing that.
what's wrong with publishing an earnings list? I mean, are they did for years.
Yeah, don't know why.
You know, that's,
why they wouldn't do it.
again, do something for the fans and the community around. People want to know. And it might entice people to get into
absolutely
one of the NASCAR series
Yes.
and work their way up when they see what you can earn. And not only that, what you can earn maybe in the Xfinity Series or... But who are we, right?
Who are we?
You know, well, I'll tell you who we are. We're interested, we're dedicated, we care.
You might say it's a heat wave.
Yes.
Not just a little heat wave.
No, but one involving uranium. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Big heat wave. In fact, what do you call it?
It's nuclear. It's gone.
Nuclear. So you might as well say
Full mushroom cloud, by the way.
nuclear heat wave.
Yes. So,
I think you're going to be hearing nuclear heat wave a lot, folks.
honestly, we might even see Nuclear Heatwave. Maybe not this year, but on a truck series.
Amen.
Wrap.
For sure.
On a wrap for truck series or an ARCA race next year.
Yep.
Book it. So, yes, and they are starting, and they are single
Okay,
file
folks,
again.
we got 2.5 minutes left in the race, unless we have a caution. And here we go. We should be having a caution in about 1 minute. Of course, I've been wrong before.
So Annunziata got into the wall, and as he was being lapped. So,
And folks, I want to tell you, this is not USPS cars, even though they are hauling the mail now. They're hauling the mail for the next 7 laps to the finish line, and so they've got their pedal to the metal, you might say.
and as we see, but Sam Mayer, despite winning the first stage, he's 11th right now. Corey Heim has stayed in it. He's 8th, but doesn't look like he's going to break through without a major. And for that matter, though, Austin Hill, is running 18th right now.
I think a restart would possibly give Brandon Jones a good shot at winning this one.
Yes.
If we have that within the next minute.
And Allgaier is gaining a little, but not much, on Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson is a little over a second ahead of Justin Allgaier. And then it's a pack around, and then you have Carson Kvapil and Allgaier are swapping second and third as we speak.
Okay, folks, we got Larson leading, Kvapil in second, Allgaier in third, fourth Sammy Smith, fifth Jones. Final lap up, call it CBM.
Yes, and we see Kyle Larson's trying to pass lap cars. There's Justin Bonsignore going on the outside, getting out of his way. And Kyle Larson takes the Duke, followed by Carson Kvapil, Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones rounds out the 5.
Okay, folks, it seemed like a pretty good race one. Austin Hill, I was hoping he would have finished better. He should have. If he hadn't got held up a little bit, I think he would have did better.
Yeah, I think that Austin Hill, he got held up in the middle of that pack and never could break out.
Well, he'll get them next time.
And there, Kyle Larson right now, he's doing his patented straight line burnout.
Straight line burnout down by the fans, thanking all the fans for coming out to see him. Driving that HendricksCars.com number 17 Chevrolet.
And then he finishes with a flourish. So Kyle Larson, this is his 16th Xfinity Series win. His second at Bristol. And, well, now let me ask you, so who do you think disappointed in his result today?
Well, I think Allgaier will be disappointed.
Well, he would be
But you can tell by the way he will talk, he will be disappointed, but I don't think he had the car. I think he drove the car and got the max out of it.
I think there was some damage, some minor damage that Allgaier was trying to race through. But what I'm saying is...
Look at his hair, just for men.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God he's got it.
Absolutely.
I swear, look how black it is. I swear to God he's darkened his hair.
Hey.
$1 million says he has.
I'm not taking that bet.
Yep, he sure has done it.
But let me ask you.
Just as sure as I've lightened mine, he's darkened his hair.
Well, think about this, though. Think about how other drivers in the Cup Series, how they've treated him. Wouldn't you go gray, too?
Yeah, that's true.
So, but what I'm asking is, whose result today are you disappointed in?
Well, I'm disappointed in the 21 car.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought he should have done a little bit better. Of course, Sheldon, I wanted Sheldon to get at least... Sheldon, I figured, was good for at least second. That's a little joke.
Yeah, yeah.
But Brandon, I'm not too disappointed in him. But, Austin Hill should have did better.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's had some problems.
So let's see who else they talk to. Because that's always a challenge. Now, you think, just like at the Truck Series race yesterday, with Matt Crafton whining like a baby.
Beating on the steering wheel.
Beating on just
Trying to
throwing,
get out of the truck.
throwing a conniption fit because his teammate Jake Garcia didn't just move on over for him.
Yes.
Like he's the, you know,
He had the seniority.
like he had the seniority. Well, I'm sorry, Matt.
It's not a seniority. Racing's not a seniority deal.
No, it's not, and especially for someone. This isn't Richard Petty coming behind you as your teammate.
Yeah, you don't
This isn't
figure the seniority for positioning.
Well, especially if it's Matt Crafton.
Well, that's true.
Now, right there, I don't know. If I'm Menards, I'm disappointed in this guy for how this guy acted yesterday. Now,
Yeah, I'm very disappointed.
you know, and here you got Jake Garcia, his teammate. This kid is just happy to be there
And doing a good job.
and doing a great job. Top 10 yesterday. But look at what Crafton did. Just a little baby. Now, right there, you have to think at his age, whining like that, I don't know. I mean, I would have to reevaluate things.
Yeah, me too. I think
Honestly,
I would
as
for
a
sure.
team owner, I just would just.
Yeah, I think for sure.
So to wrap up today's Xfinity Series race in Bristol, Tennessee, any final thoughts?
Well, I think it was a good race. I hate to see the cars get torn up, especially the way they got torn up.
Right.
I hated to see that, and it was Larson dominated the race. He should have won it. He had the car to win it. I think some good competition there.
Right.
I think a lot of the drivers did well. All in all, it's pretty good. I was a little bit disappointed in some of the runners that the car should have been a little better. The 19 car should have did better just because that's a supercar. We all know that 19's a supercar, so it should have placed up a little better maybe. But that was about it.
Maybe Sam Mayer.
Yeah.
You know, after taking the first stage.
Yeah. Sam
He'd
maybe
done a
should
little
have
better.
Sam maybe should have tried to get on it a little more. That would have been nice since he did handle that first stage pretty good. But yeah, we can wrap it up now. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah,
for now.
yeah, I think that's.
Thank you for inviting me. Hope I helped out a little bit.
Oh yeah,
And we'll do it again sometimes.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And that's. Stay tuned because we've got a lot more to come on the Nuclear Heatwave.